Hello and welcome back to Jack Chaucer's Storyteller. Today we have Chapter 6. This is from Nikki's point of view. It's called Rootbeer Lolly, and it's back to January 1st, 2020, off the coast of South Africa near Dyer Island. The hypothermia had subsided, but the nausea and the anger had not. Still wrapped in a blanket, I had to stand up and face the horizon because that was the only way to combat my seasickness. Looking south, all I could see was shark-infested ocean, and yet the boat carrying me was infested with the likes of Thomas, Roy, Peter, and his sea hag mother. Fortunately, Thomas remained on the top deck after Roy played bouncer with him, but now Peter descended the ladder and strolled over to me. The waves didn't throw off his swaggerly gait or his stylish, graying blonde hair one bit. He extended his hand toward me, and I was surprised to see an unwrapped lollipop. "A root beer lolly for your seasickness," he said with his suave South African accent. I just glared at him and he retracted his hand. "Trust me, it'll help." I laughed. "Trust you?" "Extreme training for an extreme adventure," he said. "This is only the beginning. I should be dead thanks to you, but you're not, thanks to your old acquaintance." "He's not my acquaintance. He shot me. He's supposed to be in prison for a long time." Peter just smiled with a twinkle in his eye, like he was proud of the stunts his wretched company could pull off, no matter who got hurt in the process. "How do you think Thomas feels? He still wants to kill you, but now he's committed to being your bodyguard, or we'll have no use for him," he said, somehow keeping a straight face. "It's important to have a useful role." His poorly veiled threat hung in the salty air as the boat suddenly rocked way too much. I lurched to the left and got sick over the rail again. A moment later, Peter offered me a second chance at the lollipop. This time I snatched it, mostly to get the horrible taste out of my mouth. "Now you're adapting," he chuckled. I sucked it hard and it tasted good, while I fantasized about gouging Peter's eyes out. "Are you going to tell me how you pulled off this torturous and fucked up rendezvous or not?" I finally asked him. "We have some leverage in a company called Extreme 180 Corp. They have contracted with a number of overcrowded prisons in America and elsewhere to help relieve those situations by putting potentially redeemable inmates through an extreme and experimental rehab program. The inmates won't return to their country of origin until they complete the program. Thomas has served 5 years since his arrest for shooting you and your friend Adam. He became eligible. More like my missing friend Adam, abducted by you assholes." He just shrugged it off. "Adam was given a second chance just like you. He's doing fine now and working for us in California at the moment." "Right. Just as you probably told him I'm fine and working for you in Cape Town. Meanwhile, I'm part of your mother's recipe for a shark's lunch. Nikki, with a side of fish heads. So delicious." Peter had the audacity to laugh, of course. "This is all one big joke for you," I snapped. "Screw with people's lives for your own enjoyment. Do you ever think that at some point it could come back to haunt you?" "Never," he bragged. "And believe it or not, this is all just a strange means to a wonderful end. Give it a chance and you'll see." "Strange? Wonderful? Try psychotic and criminal," I said. "You, your mother, David, Virgil." He smiled again. I crunched my lollipop with violent intensity and strongly considered punching him. "Is it helping?" he asked, nodding toward my mostly eaten pop. Damn it, of course it was. I threw the little white stick at a passing seagull in mid-shriek. "Send me and my father and everyone else home. That would be helping." He shook his pretty and suddenly pouty face. "That's not an option. You've got an amazing mission to fulfill. A suicide mission." "If it were, I certainly wouldn't be going," Peter said, looking at me intensely now. "Judith Feld bailed out, and she knows what she's talking about. You're just in it for some kind of twisted glory," I said. "Judith is a hell of a scientist, but she's not an adventurer. Going to Mars is not for the weak. Not necessarily for the free either," I pointed out. "So what's Thomas doing here then? Is he here to toughen me up some more? Maybe shoot me a few more times? Or just kill me if I don't play along?" Again, he just shrugged off my concerns and played a violin for Thomas. "He's just as upset about this awkward high school reunion as you are, but he'll get over it, and so will you. Three of us will have a lot to talk about back on shore." Too mad even to form a word, I just walked away from him as far as the damn boat would allow. That's the end of chapter 6. We'll be back to chapter 7. from Thomas's point of view.